What's up, YouTube? Gonna play another rapid game today. The last one of these that I recorded went absolutely horribly. I got myself into serious time trouble just taking way too long thinking in the opening, so gonna try to play a little bit quicker today. Hopefully see some of the moves that I wasn't seeing last time. There were situations where I could have played moves defensively that I just completely missed, or had ideas and thought it wouldn't work out because, oh, this would be attacked, but really it wouldn't. And anyway, let's get into it. Hopefully this one goes a little bit better. This is the same thing that I had last time. So like I did last time, I'm gonna put my knight here. Okay, and this is what I'm more used to seeing. I think last time I played, I saw this move, but this is what I'm more used to seeing. I like to go for something called the Mexican defense, and it's a little bit weird. You put the knight here and allow it to get kicked. It looks like white is grabbing space, kicking the knight, but the idea is to bring the knight over to here. If white plays this, and this is really often what you see, but I think in a lot of cases it's a little bit of just an overextension for white. Still perfectly playable, I believe. Okay, so white sensing that maybe this is not something that they want to commit to just yet. Let's... I can play this move, inviting a capture, and that should be perfectly playable. Or this move could also provoke this, in which case we go with a similar idea. And I think that this is like the main thing that you do in the Mexican defense, go for e5. So I'm going to play it. If this knight had developed instead of this one, then e5 would not be playable. But I think you still often look to set up e5 by going like e6, d6, and then eventually e5. So I think that e5 is the main idea here, if I remember correctly. And really the purpose of playing such an opening as black is just to take white out of their comfort zone, give them something that they're not used to seeing, something a little bit offbeat. I think most people tend to go for like a more typical Queen's Gambit declined type setup. Or maybe I think there's something called a Cambridge Springs. I don't remember what that entails, but it's another, I think that's an opening for black that you can play against the Queen's Pawn opening. Okay, so we do see this. And yeah, so the knight is going to make its way over here. This is super common. However, I think this move really weakens this diagonal here. So I'm going to go ahead and put my knight over here. And the plan is going to be to put my bishop here. Could also put it here. I think actually putting it on b4 is the main line. Bishop b4. Actually, I don't remember. I think very often the dark square bishop gets traded off. Okay, so white develops a knight, attacks this pawn, but it's defended by this pawn. I usually go for the bishop here. The problem with putting the bishop here is that white is a lot of times able to kick it around, get tempo on it. But I just really like how it like slices through the position. So I'm gonna play what I know. Actually, I'm realizing white can also just do this, immediately kicking it. So maybe that's the reason why people often put the bishop on b4 to pin the knight instead. And then if it gets kicked, you trade. Maybe I should have done that, actually. But we'll see what happens. I'm going to castle, play this to kind of solidify the central structure, and also open up my bishop. And I think very often I'm going to end up trying to, if white castles this way, go for the kingside attack. Maybe eventually play f5. Definitely a lot happier with the time situation this week. I'm already up almost 2 minutes, so I am doing better in the area that I said I would do better. Okay, so bishop there. I'm wondering if I want to throw in this move. I mean, castling is like, I feel like the most obvious choice. The candidate moves are castling, playing here, and playing this, just so that, you know, I can tuck my bishop away if white wants to. If white wants to get these pawns rolling or attack it with the knight. I'm not in any immediate pressure to castle, and I'm really not in any immediate pressure to play this move. So, you know, in the interest of making this bishop c5 move work, I am going to throw this in. It's probably not super accurate, but I'm going for it. Let me make sure my audio is still recording. Okay, it is. Good. Okay, so castles. I see no reason not to do the same. And now, yeah, like I said, gonna go for the kingside attack probably. And now I'm, again, really liking this bishop, just keeping this pawn pinned. There might be tactics to be aware of there later on. But then my knight gets pinned too. It's probably a good move. So I could do this, and if bishop moves back, I could take it. And then knight would take. Seems okay. If I do this and bishop captures, probably queen recaptures, because it just seems really risky to, like, you know, this. If I recapture with pawn, then yeah, these pawns would be doubled. This pawn would be my H pawn would be isolated. I would have this open file to work with, but yeah, it just doesn't seem that good. So do I play this immediately? So maybe I want to do this first. Is there any advantage to doing this first? Not really seeing one. I mean, this bishop is like really annoying here, though. I don't really want to have to move my bishop back to break the pin. Let's just see what white does. I wonder if white can sack the pawn, damage my structure, and then argue that these pieces will have enough attacking potential on my king. If that happens, then I'm definitely going to have to go into defense mode. Time has equaled out also, so maybe could have played this a little bit faster, but c'est la vie. Keep rolling forward anyway. I'm trying to think of... Okay. Say my queen ends up there. If my queen ends up here, it is kind of in the way of this this f5 idea. Like takes, okay, yeah. look at this real quick, but again, I don't really think I want to go for it. I think this is just a pretty obvious recapture with the queen. And yeah, I'm already thinking about like, I just so often in this opening, I do go for this. So I want to make it work. I'm thinking like, where should I put my queen? Right here, attacking this pawn, but white is already ready to play this. In fact, this is gonna happen anyway, right? So when it does, I could tuck this away, and then there's this kind of making my dark square bishop useless. Yeah, so here, here, here. Could do this, but then push. Take, opening up my bishop. Seems okay. Here, here, push, push. If takes, I'm happy with that. So here, here, push, 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 takes, takes. So the d file would be open. My bishop would be blocked in by a pawn, but my bishop would open up. I could also do this to try to prevent that. But then this knight can come in. So maybe my bishop being here is just not super great. But I'm kind of like, what else to do? Because if I play this, like I wanted to play this to get this bishop out, but if I play this, and then this, and then this, and then this, takes, 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 that seems okay. I'm gonna do this. Again, if here, bring it back, and then white, if they go for this, then I will be able to take. And if they recapture, then my bishop can go back and recapture on c5. So I think that'll be okay. And it's also, like I said, opening up this bishop. And yeah, it's strange. Like this knight does kind of look awkward over here on g6. Kind of did this sort of deal, getting over to g6, but it serves some use. Like it could maybe be used to attack at some point, like maybe here and then queen over, pressuring g2. And it could also be used as a defensive piece if white wants to go for their own kingside attack. Ooh. So I think white's idea with that move was just to prevent my bishop from coming here, or maybe white's thinking about doing this. But either way, I think this move is a little bit weakening because I can put my knight here, and now there's no g2 or g3 to kick it away, because then I would take here. So this idea of putting my knight on f4 and my king on g6, to pressure g2. It's looking better. So what does white do after this? I'm not sure. I mean, alternatively, I could just put my bishop here, but that seems to not really serve a purpose. Like, in general, I think it's a good idea to... I've been trying to practice the principle of, you know, optimizing your pieces before you go for, like, these attacking ideas. But in this case, it really feels like optimizing my pieces involves kind of throwing them into white's territory, so let's go for it. Now, yeah. I could even, at this point, consider, like, sacking this bishop, check, you know, like sack, pawn takes, knight takes check, king here, knight back. I mean, it's probably a little bit too soon to be trying to do all that, but it would definitely, you know, white's king would be pretty airy in that case. And yeah, I'm liking this position. Like, my bishops, my knight, queen is on that side of the board too. Now all of a sudden the idea of playing f5 seems a little bit slow, although I do think I want to get another piece because white has right now 1, 2, could argue maybe this is a defender, 3 defenders, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 attackers. I mean, maybe I can make it work. Maybe instead of sacking the bishop here, I would sack the knight. So knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes, hitting the rook. Okay, we prepared for this, sliding the bishop back. Although there is, if I bring the bishop back, there is this. And if I take, then the bishop gets hit. But then bishop back. The nice thing is that this type of position is definitely something that I'm familiar with. I think it's something that really does happen a lot out of the Mexican defense when white goes for that d5 move, just kicking the knight away. And then the knight reroutes. So this type of position is something that, you know, I've seen before. Probably haven't seen this exact position before. But I've seen similar positions. I've had really nice advantages in similar positions and still ended up losing, so that's never fun. But okay. It feels like we're really close to having some tactics here. Because remember, this pawn is pinned. So check takes. Check. Bishop blocks. No. White has good control over g4 now. Maybe white's preparing to put their bishop here to cover g2. So I was looking at queen g6 earlier. So queen g6. Say bishop here covering g2. I think I have a really... Oh no, I take here. So, okay, yeah, I really like the idea of putting my queen on this file. The question is, here or here, does it make much difference? I mean, in either cases, I enable f5 if needed. I don't know if it makes much difference. Oh, actually, maybe it does, because if I put it on g5, then queen here kind of takes away, or could potentially someday, like, I don't know, I want to keep queens on the board. I don't want to allow a possibility where tension develops between the queens. Like if I put my queen here, he puts his queen here. Yeah, my knight could still take and it would be check, so... Oh, actually, ooh. Maybe that would have been a sick trap. Like queen here. Let me just go back. If I had put my queen here, white put queen here, check, and picking up the queen. Yeah, that would have been a cool trap. Although, you know, it would rely on white playing that move, which slim chances of that happening. My stomach is rumbling. Need to get some food after this game. Probably just make some eggs. It's like 1:30 here and I still haven't eaten anything today. So yeah, right now the threat is to take here. So white is obstructing, actually, before the threat was checkmate. So white is obstructing this checkmate. And also making it so that this doesn't really work either. But I think I can just do this. Just get the bishop out of there. And wherever the bishop goes, it's checkmate. So is this just winning a bishop? Because if the bishop takes, I mate. If the bishop... Oh, wait, no. If the bishop goes back here, then still this check is good. So it's not winning a bishop, but I'm pretty much guaranteed this pawn at this point, I think. Bishop takes bishop, again mate. Yeah. Wow. Just as I say that, that's crazy. I mean, this is mate, right? Like, I'm not missing something. That was mate. Okay. Good game to my opponent. Let's exit Zen mode, see where we're at. Okay, so I did have a nice rating advantage on this guy as well. I was 1737 playing 1698. Playing Flu Peas, I think. Pretty happy with that game. Let's take a look. So, yeah, opening. This is the Mexican defense. Okay, I guess the computer likes d5, but I think, yeah, the most popular move is e5, which is what I played. And yeah, that's fine. Okay, yeah, the computer is saying, I guess the main move is bishop b4. But bishop c5 also giving very nice results for black. Yeah, all this opening stuff seems perfectly fine. right here I was debating, should I kick the bishop immediately? It looks like it's a fine move. It actually scores better even though it's slightly less popular. Queen takes. Oh, actually, I want to look back at the moment where I played h6 because, okay, yeah, the main move, yeah, the three moves I was looking at were castling, d6, and h6. And it seems like h6, yeah, it didn't really shift the eval bar that much, and I just like it as like a practical option.
This is a reminder.
Alexa, be quiet. She's gonna remind me to get more coffee. Okay. So, yep. See, okay. I was debating what to do here. Looks like d6 was fine. And yeah, okay. Knight f4. Glad I saw that. Ooh. Okay, so this position is plus 3.5 for white. And bringing the bishop back to a7 does give up a significant amount of advantage, apparently. I guess the idea with this would have been that after knight takes, pawn takes, and what's the idea? Oh, queen cannot take that pawn. Why didn't I guess this is just like different from... this is something to keep in mind for next time, for sure. Just the possibility of, instead of having to bring my bishop back, putting it on d4 and offering a trade. I guess the main reason that works is because my queen was here, supporting, because, yeah, again, if this, if my queen was still like on its home square, then that variation, or that would result in losing a key pawn. So, okay, something to keep in mind. How do I get back to the main? If I just go back, will it put me back on the main thing? Okay, yeah. So yeah, brought my bishop back. Knight here. Looks like I played probably the best move again. White played the best move. And yeah, checkmate. What else was there for white? Computer says this is the best defending move, in which case I would have taken. Takes. Oh, and interesting, instead of recapturing this knight, taking here. Why not recapture this knight? No, I guess it doesn't matter. It's, minus almost 4 in black's favor either way. So, all right, good game. Happy with that one. And yeah, I'll end it there. Maybe I'll record another. Maybe I'll do a series of trying to improve my rapid rating in a certain number of days or something like that. But anyway, thank you all for watching and have a great day.